Are you planning a move to Tampa, Florida? Well, before you put in for that change of address form, schedule those movers, or even start thinking about the kind of home that you want to buy, just stop for a second. It's one of the biggest decisions of your life. And here's the thing, choose the wrong neighborhood or the property for your specific lifestyle needs, and it could be really, really costly and leave you feeling trapped and disconnected. Tampa is one of the hottest relocation cities in the entire country. But moving here without the full picture can lead you to surprises that you didn't budget for. Today, I'm giving you the most complete breakdown of what it's really like to live here in Tampa. We're talking about neighborhoods, attractions, the cost of real estate, lifestyle, traffic, and hidden challenges, even the things that most real estate professionals avoid talking about. At the end of the video, I'm also going to give you the top 3 biggest pitfalls of living in Tampa and how you can avoid them. So stay tuned all the way through to the end. Please make sure that you ask questions, and lots of them. Just leave them in the comment section below. I'm here to help you figure out if Tampa actually belongs at the top of your list, or maybe you should just cross it off altogether and look at another city in Florida. Well, let's find out. So, why are people actually relocating to the Tampa Bay area? Well, Tampa isn't just growing, it's exploding. According to Google statistics, about 850 people actually relocate right here to the Tampa Bay, Florida area every single month, and for good reason. Those are some really smart people who are choosing Tampa over cities like Charlotte, Denver, Austin, Nashville, and Phoenix. It's a mixture of affordability, lifestyle, and the opportunity that most metro areas simply can't compete with. The job market here is absolutely booming, especially in areas like healthcare, finance, and logistics. We also have the defense sector and tech. The average professional salary range here in Tampa is currently $85,000 to just over $130,000 per year. Now, Tampa is home to several major hospital systems, including regional headquarters, cybersecurity firms, Dill Air Force Base, and expanding tech corridors. Companies are hiring and salaries are absolutely growing. And the unemployment rate here remains lower than the national average. Now, if you're in medical, the tech field, finance, education, aviation, hospitality, or defense, Tampa's job landscape is incredibly strong. Now, Tampa International Airport is world-class, and it actually keeps getting better. If you travel frequently, TPA is an absolute game changer. They recently opened the new Red Express curbsides, which actually separates the drop-off traffic from the general arrivals, and it makes the whole system faster and easier to get in and out of. It's a great airport. My wife and I absolutely love it. There was recently a $584 million expansion that was just approved to overhaul ticketing and baggage systems and modernize the entire passenger experience. So, what does that mean for you? It means shorter lines, smoother check-ins, and far fewer delays and backups. Now, TPA actually wins awards year after year because it's clean, it's efficient, and it's simply one of the easiest airports to navigate in the entire country. Here's something else. There's no state income tax here, and that's a major perk for families, retirees, and remote workers. Now, this alone saves many residents thousands of dollars per year. Now, you combine that with relatively moderate cost of living here in Tampa, and Tampa actually becomes financially a really smart relocation choice for a ton of people. So there's year-round sunshine here, which offers great outdoor living and incredible access to the water. And we're talking about paddleboarding before work, sunsets after dinner, and winter weather that actually feels like spring for over half the country. Now, Tampa's weather allows for a fully outdoor lifestyle that includes boating, fishing, biking, kayaking, running, and exercising, especially along Tampa's historic Bayshore Boulevard. And it also means that you can enjoy rooftop restaurants. I mean, who can say that? In most of the country, you can't do that. And that's 12 months out of the year, guys. It's absolutely amazing. Now, another point I want to bring up is that it's actually a culturally rich and diverse metro area with rapidly growing food, arts, and an entertainment scene. Tampa's neighborhoods are full of personality, from the historic charm of Ybor City to the trendy restaurants in Hyde Park to the local flavors of Seminole Heights. Now, we've got craft breweries, award-winning chefs, live music, festivals, farmers markets, and some of the best sports teams in the country. It's a city with real energy, and it's evolving fast. Now, another big question is, who's Tampa Bay perfect for? The answer? perfect for families, individuals enjoying and looking for active lifestyles, remote workers, retirees wanting, extra living space, and buyers who prefer quiet, clean, predictable communities. Now, we also have a very, very diverse luxury residential market here too. Now, if you're an investor, there are options for cash flow properties, and truthfully, there's really something here for just about everybody on the spectrum. Now, I'm Thomas Towns with Likely Real Estate, serving Tampa Bay with more than 2 decades of experience, helping people relocate to this amazing group of diverse cities that make up the Tampa Bay market. Now, I know exactly what it takes to choose the right neighborhood. Now, whether that's South Tampa, New Tampa, Westshore, West Chase, or anywhere in between. Every week, I help people and families just like you find the perfect home based on their lifestyle, their commute needs, their budget, and their long-term goals. Now, if you're planning your move in the next 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months from across the world, across the country, or maybe just across town, my team and I are standing by to help you every step of the way. Now, all my contact information is right there in the description below. So, reach out today. We're here to make sure that your move is everything you want it to be. Now, let's talk about the best neighborhoods to live in within the Tampa area itself. Now, first up is the general Westshore area and the Westshore Marina District. Now, Westshore is one of Tampa's fastest growing and most modern districts. Now, here are some key features of the community that you might want to be aware of. First of all, you're just minutes from the Tampa International Airport that I talked about previously. It's perfect for frequent travelers. In addition to well-established luxury neighborhoods, Westshore also offers brand new luxury condos, high-rise residences, and modern townhomes for those that are looking for more of a maintenance-free lifestyle. It also has ultra-modern living conveniences, such as waterfront living options in the Marina District. Okay, so you've got premier shopping at the International Plaza, plus great alternatives. You've got the Tampa Premium Outlets with over 110 retailers. You've got brands like Saks Off Fifth and Coach, Nike, Michael Kors. You've got dozens of restaurants to choose from. Now, on a side note, my wife and I actually, we recently ate at the Cheesecake Factory there. It's new, basically just opened up, and it's fantastic. Now, after a long day of shopping, we decided to go check it out. And we got there about 11:15. They opened at 11. We got there at 11:15, which was, right after they opened the doors. And we still had to wait 15 minutes. Now, I can't imagine what the wait times are at dinner. Hopefully, one day I'm sure I'll have to find out, unfortunately. My point is, get there early. Now, in that Westshore area, you also have very quick access to the bridges leading over to Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and the Florida Gulf beaches. Now, who's this area ideal for? This area is super ideal for up-and-coming professionals, retired professionals, downsizers, those wanting something newer construction. It's also great for anyone that's looking for sleek, modern, walkable environment. Also anyone looking to be super close to the water and has the budget to live in a predominantly luxury home setting and luxury home area. Next community is West Chase. Now, West Chase is technically outside of the city limits of Tampa, but it's deeply connected to Tampa living. My wife and I used to live there from about 2003 to 2013. It's a great place to live, great place to have a family. Most of the homes there were constructed in the 90s and the early 2000s, but many of those homes have been updated over time, over the years, and it's super, super attractive. It's also within 20 minutes of downtown Tampa and the Tampa International Airport. So, why is West Chase so popular? Now, you've got obviously a beautiful master plan community design there. You have multiple village style subdivisions with great curb appeal, and in fact, you've got over 18 subdivisions in West Chase itself. You've got country clubs, golf courses, community pools, and parks. You have some top rated schools, which are a major draw for families, and in fact, there are schools located inside West Chase, the West Chase neighborhood itself. You've got very, very close access to the Veterans Expressway, which makes commuting to different areas of Tampa Bay super, super easy and convenient. So West Chase is actually one of the most balanced suburban communities in the entire region. It's family friendly, but it's close to nightlife, shopping, and the airport, and it's centrally located. So remember the number 35. It's within 35 minutes of Honeymoon Island, which is the beach over in Dunedin. That's the closest beach. It's 35 minutes to Tampa's airport, international airport. It's 35 minutes to Clearwater's airport. It's 35 minutes to downtown Tampa, and it's 35, well, actually maybe more like 40 minutes to downtown St. Petersburg. Now let's move on to Seminole Heights. Seminole Heights has gone through a massive transformation over the years, and it's actually considered still up and coming. It's great for investors and upward mobility homeowners. So what's so attractive about Seminole Heights? So you have trendy, eclectic, artistic energy, and that's really what makes Seminole Heights go. You've got local restaurants, barbecue joints, microbreweries, and amazing coffee shops. You also have the iconic 1920s style bungalows with tons and tons of charm, a strong sense of community, and lots of neighborhood meetups and events that take place on a regular basis. Now, some of the investment potential here in the Seminole Heights area is both on the residential and commercial side, so there's lots of room for that. Who is Seminole Heights best suited for? It's best suited for full-time residents who want character and culture as their priority on a daily basis for living. If you're looking for walkability instead of a master plan community feel or a neighborhood that's dominated by homeowners associations, then Seminole Heights actually might be a good fit for you. Now we move on to Carrollwood, one of Tampa's most established suburban communities, and it's incredibly convenient because of its central location. In fact, here's a fun fact. Carrollwood was actually the first planned unit development here in Tampa Bay. It's one of those communities that still maintains its character and its authentic feel. There aren't a ton of condos here, so the neighborhood still feels like a neighborhood. So the big question is, so why do so many people like Carrollwood? Why is it so prized? Well, it has mature neighborhoods with beautiful trees and large yards. It has affordable prices compared to the South Tampa area. It has quick access to major roads like Del Mabry, Kennedy, and the Veterans Expressway. It also means that you're centrally located between the downtown, the beaches, and Tampa International Airport. Now, if you're on the north end of Carrollwood, you can actually be as close to the airport as 12 minutes away. Now, Carrollwood actually provides one of the easiest, calmest lifestyles in Tampa without the premium price tag. Okay guys, so one more to go. We've got the Channelside Water Street area, which is located in downtown Tampa. Now, what should you expect from the Channelside Water Street area? Well, first, let me tell you a little bit about it. So, the Water Street Channelside area, you've got luxury high-rise condos and moderately priced condos with incredible views. Now, the Channelside area is everything you could ask for with regards to downtown easy living. It's maintenance-free living, basically on steroids. Now it's got its own grocery hub, fitness gym, and cruise terminal, and it's located just on the outside periphery of the area where most of the residences are, which is actually pretty cool to see. If you're on the outside of that community, when you're looking, I think, northeast, it actually gives you a really unique skyline to go along with Tampa Bay, because you can really see when the ships are coming in and out of the harbor. And the terminal area is right there too. So depending on where your unit, the angle of your unit, you may actually get to watch the cruise ships come in and out. Now, as far as Water Street goes, Water Street is adjacent to the Channelside area, and that's where true luxury begins in downtown Tampa. Now, this is a $3 billion joint venture between Bill Gates' investment fund and a gentleman named Jeff Vinnick. It's 55 total acres, mixed-use acres development, 38,000 square feet of retail space, 11 retail stores, and a 1-acre park. Now, phase 1 has already been completed, and the units are available in a building called The Addition, which start in about the $2 million to $3 million range, depending on what your square footage needs are. Now, you've got some great options between these two. So you've got walkable entertainment everywhere. You've got Sparkman's Wharf, with restaurants, outdoor seating, and live events. You've got a Tampa River Walk with connecting parks, museums, and waterfront dining. Right next door to that, you've got Amalie Arena. That's the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. It's a wonderful place to be. So, who are Channelside and Water Street truly ideal for? Well, it's ideal for those who prioritize downtown city living and have aspirations to stay in a city or in an urban city environment with some luxury attached. Those who travel extensively, professionals, high-end investors, and anyone who wants a walkable yet modern, urban, maintenance-free, upscale lifestyle. Perfect for those folks. So let's talk a little bit about the cost of real estate here in Tampa. Now, this will give you sort of a general feel for the cost in the areas that we discussed. So as far as South Tampa goes, you've got premium pricing because of the location and the lifestyle. Generally, you're gonna be in about the $450,000 to $7 million range. In West Chase, you've got great value, great schools, strong community design, wonderful neighborhoods. You're gonna be at about the 425 range to about 1.2 million. So next you have New Tampa, which is comprised of newer homes and some new construction. You've got more space and more affordability overall. Price tag here is about $450,000 to $900,000. Then you have the downtown area, which we've talked a little bit about, which can be condominium heavy and also has HOA fees which vary widely. But the lifestyle there is absolutely unmatched. Price tag there, $500,000 to just over $7 million. Now, if you've got specific questions about homeowners and condominium fees in any of these areas that I'm mentioning, please leave them in the chat below. Just comment and I will absolutely get those answers for you. So you're probably wondering about property taxes and what any other fees might be. With regards to your fees and property taxes, what's important here to remember is that Florida's Homestead Exemption Act helps primary residents save up to 50% off of the taxable value of their home come tax time. Now you also will sometimes hear about CDD fees, which show up mostly in the New Tampa area and in newer master plan communities overall. Now if you're not sure what CDDs are, they are fees that are actually passed along to you from the developer to pay for infrastructure and amenities, and typically are found in, like I said, newer residential developments. Now, those are actually incorporated into your annual property taxes and last roughly 15 to 22 years on average. Now, let's talk a little bit about insurance realities. Newer homes are generally going to give you lower premiums thanks to stronger construction standards. Older homes in the South Tampa area may actually require things like a new roof or electrical or plumbing updates, which we'll get there. I can definitely help you with that. You also may have some flood zone concerns which vary. You just have to be sure that you check whether you're in a flood zone based on the FEMA map guidelines before you fall in love with the property. And of course, I'll help you with that as well. Now, depending on where you're coming from, everyday expenses will also be something to be concerned with. So your dining costs in the general Tampa Bay area might be slightly above the national average. Good news is there's no state income tax here, which helps offset some of those additional expenses. Now, your commuting costs will actually depend on the toll roads that you use. Those in the South Tampa and general Tampa area will include the Veterans Expressway and the Selman Expressways. Now those are actually really super helpful because they're going to help you to navigate the area and get between upper and lower Tampa super quick. Okay, next let's talk a little bit about the Tampa lifestyle and the culture here. Now Tampa blends big city excitement with the outdoor Florida lifestyle. Now outdoor life in Tampa is absolutely amazing. It includes, Bayshore Boulevard for walking, jogging, stroller runs, walking the dog. You've got luxury high-end downtown high-rise living options that start at about $1 million to $1.1 million. You have Tampa's Riverwalk and Armature Works for weekend outings and entertainment. You've got boating, water taxi. You've got water biking. You've got opportunities just about everywhere you look in the downtown area. Now, you also have year-round festivals for Gasparilla, which include lots of food and lots of art events. As far as the rest of the entertainment, you've got Amalie Arena, like I mentioned, for lightning games and concerts. You've got Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers professional football. You also have Armature Works, which is technically one of the biggest food halls in the entire country. Now, I'm a big foodie, so when I visit, I make sure that I have a full stomach. Otherwise, I get myself in trouble when I go there. You've got Midtown Tampa, which is sort of a mixture of modern dining, rooftop bars, and entertainment. I mentioned Water Street to you before. Newest, hottest spot with great restaurants, and events. So even if you don't live there, it's still a great place to go and hang out. I was actually down in Water Street a few days ago looking around for a prospective client of mine. She's trying to make a decision right now between living in South Tampa, in Westshore, or Water Street. And what I told her was that, listen, all of these areas are great areas. They all have their pros and their cons. It just really depends on what kind of lifestyle you're looking for and what your budgetary limitations are. So what about dining and nightlife? Well, you've got lots of choices. Hyde Park Village for upscale dining. You've got Channelside for waterfront meals. You've got the Soho District, which is South Tampa, for nightlife. You've got Westshore for high-end restaurants like Cooper's Hawk, Seasons 52, and Fleming's. All three fantastic choices. You've got Seminole Heights for local, eclectic, authentic foods experiences. So really, you've got a ton of choices. Next, let's talk a little bit about schools and family factors. So most of the families that I work with over the years will choose between South Tampa and West Chase. New Tampa falls about third in their choice rankings, followed by Carrollwood, and then you've got parts of South Tampa that I mentioned. Depending on what your lifestyle preferences are, there's some important notes to remember. So Tampa actually offers strong magnet programs. They have a STEM program, an IB program, and a performing arts program as well. So you can't go wrong there. There's also charter schools, which include great options and alternative learning environments to fill in the gaps of what the public schools in many areas may lack. So let's talk a little bit about new construction home building versus resale. So I'm often asked by my clients, should I buy a resale or should I buy a new construction home? And my answer is always the same. It totally depends on your needs. Now, if you don't want to wait for ground up construction, which can take 6 months to a year in some cases, if you're building luxury, you may want to find something that is, in fantastic condition and checks all your boxes. However, if you want something that's never been lived in, new construction might be a better option, again, if you have the time to wait. Now, as far as new construction goes, you can find new construction primarily around the New Tampa area, with some availability present in the downtown area and in South Tampa. But there isn't, unfortunately, any new construction available in West Chase. There are some single lots, however, within South Tampa available for new construction. But large size swaths of land to build whole neighborhoods, unfortunately, that's all gone at this point. So with new construction, your benefits include builder warranties, lower insurance rates, modern layouts, energy efficiency, and updated building codes. Okay, so finally, it's time to wrap things up. Now, I mentioned to you that I was going to talk about the top 3 pitfalls to avoid when relocating to the Tampa Bay area that you have to avoid. And here they are. Pitfall number 1, choosing the wrong neighborhood. Now, Tampa looks somewhat small on a map, but there really isn't anything small about Tampa. It's spread out over a very, very large area. And it's got some high density areas in the metro as well. So the actual metro Tampa has a population of about 3.3 million people, but every area feels completely different. Your commute needs, your daily lifestyle, your budget, and your daily routine all depend on choosing wisely. So when it's time to select a community to settle into, you need to be very, very careful and know where it's best for you based on your lifestyle standards. Pitfall number 2, underestimating insurance and flood zones. Now, insurance rates in Florida have been talked about recently, and they require planning. You've got homes with older roofs, elevation issues, wind mitigation issues, and the flood maps can affect your costs by the thousands. So picking a property in a non-flood prone area is a really, really good start, and I can of course help with that. Pitfall number 3, ignoring your commute. Now, even a perfect house becomes frustrating to live in if your daily commute exceeds what your tolerance level is. I have a customer that recently bought a home in the Tampa area, and she has to commute over an hour every day, and it's just something that she's not comfortable. So as someone who's maybe planning to live here, what I recommend is that you come here and you drive your route basically during the busiest hours of the day so that you can see what traffic really looks like here. I recommend planning maybe a trip here, staying in the area for about 3 to 5 days to get a feel for what the area looks like and what the traffic looks like in the areas that you're interested in living in before you actually put pen to paper to buy a home. Now, you definitely want to make sure that Tampa is the right place for you, the best place for you and your family, and that's a really good way to do it. So after hearing all that information, I'm sure that you have tons of questions. So please drop a comment below so that I can provide those answers for you. Planning your relocation to the Tampa Bay area will be a challenge for sure. However, you don't have to do it by yourself. All of my contact information is in the description below. Text, email, or call me anytime. Now you can actually book a Zoom call with myself or my team by clicking the link in the description below so that we can actually go over things that interest you, concerns that you might have about relocating here to the Tampa Bay area. And at that time, we'll give you the exact roadmap needed to make Tampa Bay your next home. Now, whether you're 9 days out, 9 weeks away, or 9 months into the future with your future relocation plans, our team is standing by to make sure your move is everything you want it to be. I'm looking forward to working with you soon, and just as a reminder, home is Tampa Bay.